Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa, and in today's video, I'm gonna do a updated makeup routine video. I'm really excited to show you guys this video because I'm using a lot of product that I've talked about, but I haven't showed you how I use it. So today I'm gonna show you a lot of the products that I've been recently loving. This video was actually heavily inspired by a lot of you who watched my Majuri Black Friday video. You guys can watch it here. And so many of you commented on my makeup and also my lip combo. So I just really wanted to make a makeup routine and show you guys exactly how I did it and break it down for you, especially for all of my monolid girlies. I know the last time that I uploaded a makeup tutorial was 2 years ago, and you guys loved the tips from the monolid makeup tutorial. So in today's video, I actually will be showing you guys what the makeup look looks like this, which I consider more like the nighttime look because it has a little bit more glam with false lashes. But I do actually stop and show you what it would look like as a daytime look without the heavy eye makeup. So if you like the video, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment down below. Okay, so the first step is going in with my skincare. So if you want to see my most up-to-date skincare routine, I actually posted it a few weeks ago, and this is literally everything I put on my face before I put on any of my makeup. And I just really like it because it's very light, so it doesn't feel like I'm putting on too much product. So the first step that I go in with after skincare is always primer. I never skip my primer. This preps your face. It also acts as a really good barrier between your skincare and all the makeup that is about to come. If I really want a long lasting day, this is probably, if I had to choose one primer to get, this is probably it. It's also really important that your foundation and your primer kind of go together. So for example, if it's water-based, you need a water-based primer. If it's silicone-based, you need a silicone-based primer. If you're too lazy to do that research, another hack that I like to do is using the same brand's primer if I use the foundation, because I feel like typically it always works well together. Of course, read your reviews before you do this. Otherwise, you might actually have to opt for a different primer. Here, I'm using the Huda Beauty Easy Blur because I'm going in with that foundation later. And this foundation is so good. And this primer is also a really good base. For eyebrow, I actually already went in with the L'Oreal Brow Lamination. I just didn't show how I put this on because I literally forgot to press record. I'm gonna try to use it more to just show you. The thing about this product compared to other products, you do need to use it more, but honestly, for $15, who cares if you need to stroke your eyebrows a little bit more? So I like to do this a lot, and my tip and trick is to also go in with your fingers to press in the work of your brow lamination, and then in the end, take the tip and just comb it through. Because I feel like whenever people do brow lamination, their hair just all sticks up, and it's just like, no, you need to calm it down so it looks really neat. So make sure you do that as well. But I really wanted to share this product because it's so affordable. You can buy it on Amazon. I'm gonna link it down below. For concealer, I always go in with a 2 shade lighter concealer. Right now, this is the only one that is 2 shades lighter than my skin. All the other ones were from the summer that are still a little bit darker. This one is such a concealer that just doesn't fail, and it's so precise. So I typically, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I typically do these areas and I let that sit for a little bit. And while I'm letting it sit, I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation. This really does live up to the hype. So I just typically like to do that. I like to blend in with my fingers just a little bit before I clean it up with everything. The foundation brush that I've honestly been loving is the Hourglass foundation brush. This is what it looks like. And honestly, I also use it for concealer. As you can see, it's sat a little bit, which means that I can actually just go in and the concealer will stay on my face a little bit better. So like so. Also, the other thing is make sure you do your brow lamination before you go in with your actual foundation, because sometimes the brow lamination after you've already done your foundation will mess up your foundation. So I personally like to just kind of go like this, and this cleans it up a little bit. Another thing that I like to do is taking like a brush that doesn't have too much product on it and just going through the foundation and tapping it. You can also do this with a beauty blender. The reason I like to do this is because it takes away some excess foundation or concealer, so you're not having such a heavy layer. And I feel like this makes my makeup also look a little bit more seamless. When this is all done, I love going in with the Makeup by Mario powder. This one's a really good loose powder, especially one that doesn't have talc. He literally talks about it and how, because it's such a cancer-causing agent, he actually made sure this loose powder formula doesn't have that. This is also his power puff, and he likes to do it like this. So ever since I saw his masterclass, I've been doing it like that as well. So I basically just dab this all over my face. This just pretty much sets the foundation so that the foundation isn't like super shiny and it stays in place. I don't really bake anymore either. The same thing, I just kind of like take the powder, pat some on my hands so it doesn't look super cakey, and do this all over the face. It is very normal to come back later and keep on powdering, because I even saw that in his masterclass as well. Okay, so once my base is done, I'm moving on to my eyeshadow, and the eyeshadow palette that I want to share with you guys and how I'm going to do this look is actually the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I'm not even going to bother trying to clean this off because I want you to know how long I've had this eyeshadow palette. It is so disheveled, but honestly, this is one of the only eyeshadow palettes that she does not discontinue. I'm going to show you guys the eye look, and I'm going to finish the look where it looks kind of like daytime. Then I'm going to show you how you can kind of elevate it for nighttime with the false lashes, because a lot of people ask me about the false lashes as well. First thing you want to do is take a very, very fluffy eyeshadow brush. This one is the Morphe M504. And right here, I'm just going to go along this way. I love the way that Charlotte Tilbury basically structures her eyeshadow palettes, because you can really follow like a formula. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put this all over your lid, literally all over. You can already see why it was key to put concealer on your eyelids, especially that it's 2 shades lighter, because then you can see the eyeshadow colors even better. So next step, we're going to the next color. So once again, this also just goes over. This is how you build that gradual like crescendo. If you guys are music people, you don't want to just go in with 1 or 2 colors. The key is blending and layering the colors. So we went in with a light color, and now we are going with a darker color. So this is what it is going to look like. Very, very easy, very simple. You just have to kind of rub it all over your eyes. The next step, you can actually go straight to the darkest color right here. But if you guys want sparkles, you can. And if you don't, then you don't have to do it. I will be using sparkles, which I will go back and show you guys later. But if you don't want sparkles, you can skip that step, especially if you're just going to work or something. The monolid trick here is you need to go all over the eye, because then it makes it look bigger. Do you see how that made the biggest difference? And you can obviously also layer this the way you want to. If you want just like a light look for every day, just go closer and don't go up that high. But at the end of the day, you still need to blend. So you can just blend it like so. And I'm gonna show you the difference between when you put the darker color a little bit up higher, like this, or just a little bit lower. So you can see that there's still a little bit of contrast, but this one is gonna be more. So it just depends on your preference on what you like. Personally, I like to go for more, especially because a lot of the times I am in front of the camera. If you guys are also going out, I recommend, you know, putting on more of the dark eyeshadow, because especially it depends on how hooded your eyes are. If your eyes are really hooded, you wanna bring the darker color even higher so that people can see it and it brings your eyes bigger. If you put it only at such a low level and your hooded eyelids cover it, it's like you didn't put it on at all. Now, just like with everything, you don't want to look top heavy. So you want to take the same brush, and you can even use the same color. You can use the same darkest color, or you can choose the second darkest color as well, but I like to use the darkest color to close off the look. So I just like to take this and put it down here, just so the color at the top ties in with the bottom. So it's not just like, do you see how there's that big contrast here? This one looks a little bit better because you are tying it together like so. And also when you do this, make sure you tap off some powder so it doesn't look too harsh, like so. So for all my sparkle people, non-sparkle people, you can skip this part, but if you are a sparkle girly like I am, I like to either use my fingers or I like to use a brush like this. This is very thin up here. It's very compact. You can really pack in the color. This one's the Makeup by Mario brush in E6, and you can really go in with the color, and you just have to pat in the color like so. And I like to do it at this part of my lid. So to finish off the eye look in kind of a more natural setting, I'm using the Lancome Le Style Waterproof. I feel like I've shared this product also on the Sephora recommendation. This one I always get in dark brown. And once again, if you guys have seen my videos before, you will not be surprised at how I do this part, because I always go under my eyes like so. And once again, this part does not have to be perfect because we are going to clean this up. I take a brush that looks like this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills in number 15. And I tell you guys this right now, this is, I think, designed for your eyebrows, but this is the best eyeliner brush I have ever used. And I will continue to use this as an eyeliner brush for everything. I clean it up like this, but here's the trick. I like to do this, but I still either put on liquid liner or I put on some more powder or something like that because I feel like it just gets me a really good start. It also makes my eyeliner last forever. So this is always just has been my first step. Here you can either take a liquid liner or you can go in with like a dark brown eyeshadow. For me, I'm just taking another dark brown eyeshadow. So I'm taking another palette here using the same brush. I think this also follows kind of that foundation setting rule where you always put your liquid first, and this one's more of a cream. So cream liquid, then you go in with powder, and it really sets your makeup and it lasts all day. So instead of just going in with powder, I really recommend trying the cream crayon and then going over it with an eyeshadow. See, look at how seamless that looks. Because we have hooded eyelids, I really recommend also putting your eyeliner just a little bit above the eye. We don't have the luxury that all these non-hooded eyeliner people can just like put it under and then their eyes are like this so you can see everything that you draw on. No, we have hooded eyelids. We need to know how to work with it, and you can look really, really, really good. You just need to know how to draw your eyes. So if you put it on like so, you see how I'm going a little bit above? This would look so much on a non-hooded girl. Like she would be like, what in the world? That's so much makeup. But then look at us. We have hooded lids. So when you kind of like roll your eyes over, you can at least see a little bit more. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna move on to mascara. One of the mascaras that I have been absolutely loving, and I think I honestly need to do a series on my favorite mascaras for hooded eyelids, but it's the Clinique High Impact Hi-Fi mascara. This mascara is amazing. There's been a lot of mascaras that I like for short Asian lashes, short pointy Asian lashes, hooded eyelids, etc. But this one is definitely by far one of the winners. This has been a very recent favorite and it is so good. If you guys can just see how precise it is and opaque, and it's quick. I can literally put it on so quickly, and look at that. Look at the difference. I love this mascara so much, it's insane. Look at how fast I can do this mascara, and it's precise and it gives me everything I want. I know some people don't like to do their underlashes, but I love it personally. I like to just put on a little. It's really hard to do my makeup looking at the screen, but yeah, that's good enough. So I would say from like an everyday perspective, I would probably just kind of leave it like this, but because so many of you were interested in the false lashes that I had, so I'm gonna put those on for you and kind of show you how you can also go from work, for example, and then transition your makeup to a nighttime makeup look as well. Moving on to actually eyebrows again, I did not forget, this is literally always my routine. The reason why I go back to eyebrows is because I always wait until the lamination dries. So now I'm gonna go in with the color, and I'm using the NYX brow pencil. This is in Powder Louder. This one I'm using in Espresso. This is what it looks like. It's just a really nice pencil. And at this point, I will go in to color my brows because now that the lamination has dried, it can really pick up color without messing up the shape. You see how now that I've given it so much time to dry, it is so easy to put on and it won't move. This is exactly why I don't do it right after when your brow has just been laminated by the product. I'll also take this spoolie to kind of like disperse the color a little bit. This point also makes your brows look a little bit more natural. Honestly, makeup is fun and makeup can be messed up. So like right now, you see how there's like a little uneven color distribution. The beauty about makeup is it's always fixable. So you can just easily take your brush and then comb it out. And then it looks like this. So it doesn't look like there's a huge line like this. Okay, now moving on to my personal favorite part of the entire makeup routine. So the first thing that I use is the Merit blush. Usually, I feel like a lot of people don't like to go with some cream blush after you already powdered, but I found that it hasn't had a negative effect on me personally. But if you want to do it before you powder, you can obviously do that. So I'm taking the Patrick Ta very infamous brush. I feel like using the brush is actually what makes it not mess up. I feel like whenever I actually just go in with the product, that's when it's really, really hard to blend. This way, it's a lot more buildable, and look at how natural this color is. You just build however much you want, but I actually do have a little blush combo, which I will show you guys. Also, don't forget the little nose area. I just feel like it ties the makeup look together really well like this. And this is probably the least amount of blush that I put, which is on my nose area. And I really do focus this on my cheeks so you guys can see how natural it is. Honestly, I don't think I can survive now without like a bright red blush. It looks misleading because this is not what it looks like when you officially put it on your face. Then I go in with another blush, and this is the viral Dior blush. We all know this bright pink is honestly super viral. I'm also taking my favorite blush brush, which is this one by Rare Beauty. It is absolutely amazing for powder. So I just go in like this and I tap it in. It also simultaneously will set the cream blush as well, which is why I just love this combo. But this combo together is absolutely delicious. It's just so nice and natural and just naturally flushed. So you guys can see what this looks like. Finally, for my bronzer, I'm using the one by Rare Beauty. This is also a cream bronzer. A lot of people say do it before powder. Hasn't really been a negative effect on me. The color I'm using is Good Energy, and I just use the other side of the same Patrick Ta brush. The key is in the blending. So just being able to tap it, I just absolutely love this brush. Oh my gosh, it's so natural. And then I also kind of do like a little bit down here and then definitely angle it in my jawline. This is what makes my jawline stand out because there's a little bit of darkness. The key here also is for it to look very seamless. So that's why I like to also kind of go through this top area and kind of just like bring the color in. So if you look at my face right now, this just looks more like gradual instead of this is very harsh with just the white, the color, and etc. So I just like to do this and blend it. To end everything off, I am also going in with a powder bronzer. This is obviously optional, but like I said, I do like to set my. And finally, I'm going to end with a powdered bronzer. This one is by a Canadian brand called Annabelle, and I just really like this. This is a really nice drugstore brand. I just like also that you can kind of control how much you want by just swiping whatever, or you can blend it together. I like to blend it together, but on some days, if I want some lighter bronzer, I can just go on the bottom side. So this will also help set the cream contour, and I take an angled brush and I pretty much just dab it in like this, and it will set this bronzer really nicely as like a finishing touch. Something else that I really love doing that has been a game changer for me is also taking like a brush like this. As you can see, it's very thin, and contouring my nose. So you can do either powder or cream, whatever you prefer, but I just feel like this really helps me angle my nose contour really well, like this. And I like to just draw this little circle at the bottom. And then you take another brush, and then I'm just using the opposite side of that blush brush because I don't ever use the corner. And this just blends it out very seamlessly. I just really like this because I feel like I have like a flatter nose. So this gives me a little bit more dimension on my nose. Finally, I'm gonna use a highlighter. The one that I'm using is the one by Laura Mercier. This is in Rose Glow. This is what it looks like. It's so gorgeous. So I'm just taking this brush, just dusting it like this. You can already see how much of this product I use. And I like to just highlight these areas. So the top of my cheekbone, I just think it gives it a lovely, lovely glow. My nose. And then I love this part. I've always loved this part, just like the top right here. And that's usually how I like to do my natural makeup. Finally, the lip combo you guys have all been asking for. Honestly, I can't exactly remember. I'm literally pretty sure this is the lip combo, but pretty much it is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk in 2 medium. If you guys didn't know, they came out with Pillow Talk in the eyeshadow, in the lipstick, in the lip liner, even in the blush. But I think people were complaining because they were like, oh, it's only for fair to light skin people. So then they came out with Pillow Talk medium, and it's been a really good lip liner for that deep pink color. So this is what the lip liner looks like on its own. The lipstick is also Pillow Talk. You guys can see this has been my go-to lipstick. Every person that I gift this lipstick to loves it. Look at how small it is now. It is just this beautiful pink color. And then I go in with the Say lip oil. This is in the color Kiss. And this is what gives that really bright, delicious color that you guys saw in the Missouri Black Friday video. Of course, to end off the look, you have to finish with a setting spray. I have always loved the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. So I'm going to go in, this is the travel size. I just really like the travel size for, I don't know, just like even on my counter, to be honest. I have the big size and I'll always like refill it, but just so that it doesn't take up that much room, I just like to have the travel size with me. The thing about the Urban Decay setting spray also is the spray itself. I feel like there's some setting sprays, the way that it sprays is not it. It's like a bullet in your eye or something and you're just like, it's supposed to cover the whole face. So I just like how this one sprays really nicely, evenly all over your face. Okay, so like I said, this is basically the full daytime look that I would do that is pretty much like every day. But if you are, let's just say coming home from work, this is your makeup, you wanna touch up or you wanna make it a little bit more dramatic for nighttime, I'm gonna show you how I do that. The first thing is that for the daytime, I like to have like a dark brown or just brownish eyeliner. But for nighttime, I will always convert it to black. So the one that I'm using is the Stila All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. This is what it looks like. I feel like this eyeliner has been around forever. It is just tried and true and it's so good. You can see how it's like very light for the daytime. And then now we're gonna go over it and make it really sharp for the nighttime. Same thing with eyeliner. You wanna go a little bit thicker because of the hooded eyelids and the monolids. Because unlike our other friends, they can probably just go on without even having to use eyeliner, but for us, we're gonna be eyeliner people. So the lashes that everyone's been asking me about in that video is literally like a random pair of cluster lashes from Amazon. And it was so cheap. I just saw how cheap it was and how many I got. That's why I tried it out. I tried it out for the first time and I've only gotten good responses to it. And this is my last pair. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna leave the link down below. I'm literally gonna go into my order history and link it for you guys. The thing about putting on lashes is you really need to remember to trim them, because unless if your eyes are actually as big as the lashes that are provided, you really need to give them a little bit of a cut. So I just do that. The other thing that I feel like people don't really do is that they don't wait long enough for their eyelash glue to dry. The one eyelash glue that I always swear by is this one right here. This is the Strip Lash Adhesive and this is by Kiss. And the reason why it's good is because it's a brush like this. Instead of just putting it on directly, you can actually paint on your lash, which is super key. So as you can see, I'll just take this right here and paint the ends of it. I'm painting this backwards, so I can't really see. So I'm just gonna do it myself real quick. And then after you paint it on, I feel like this is also good because you can do a really light layer. Instead of some of the other glues, you end up putting on so much because you're squeezing directly from the bottle. Then you wanna just leave it here and let this sit for at least, I don't know, I like to let it sit for a good amount of time for the glue to become tacky. That is the key to putting on your falsies, because honestly, you want to do that so that the glue becomes tacky, it stays and it doesn't move the second you put it on your eyes. Once the glue is a little bit dry, I just take a pair of tweezers and I put it on the eyes. See, once the glue is tacky, it is so much easier to put on your lashes. It literally takes 2 seconds after the glue is dry. So this is what it would look like at nighttime, and this was also the look that I had for the Missouri Black Friday video. If you've made it this far into the video, please let me know what other videos you would like to see from me. In the meantime, I just wanna thank you guys so much for supporting me this year and watching all of my videos, even though I really just got into my routine about a month ago. So I just wanna thank you guys all for that. And you can also find me on Instagram, and I actually have a really small community on there. If you join the group, I actually do personal giveaways to the only 400 people on there. So if you're watching this, make sure you join as well. With that being said, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.